Our human brain, however complex and intricate, is not made to think about probabilities. It is evolved specifically to keep our ancestors alive long enough to make progeny. And at that prehistorical times, nobody had the time to analyze possible outcomes of their actions or events. But now we have this legacy, which makes thinking logically very challenging.
Hi, I'm Not-a-witchr, and I don't hate portals, but I hate my stupid brain. Let me explain. My brain is like a cat.
When it chooses the path to get somewhere, it tends to go the same way as it went the very first time, even if there are other, more convenient ways to do that. What it means is this. When you hear a statement, or asked a question, or start thinking about something, most oftenly the thought which first comes to mind is not the correct answer and not your honest opinion. It's a pop-up thought that your brain takes from the memory shelf which is nearest to the current situation, because your brain is a lazy animal which always tries to get the result with minimum effort. Nobel Prize winner Daniel Kahneman calls it the fast thinking, as opposed to the slow thinking, which is our logic and a focused thought process. So your fast thinking brain, in response to any request, takes a thought from the shelf that he believes has the answer, because it's closest to the topic. But after that, you brush away that first thought and start thinking logically. Well, those of us who are able to, anyway. This slow thinking of Kahneman's is the full version of our thinking capabilities, and using it is much harder than just use whatever your fast thinking brain fished out of your memory palace. Now, when we think of random events, probability or chance, this is where most of us don't have enough training for our slow thinking brain to think logically. This is why we make decisions with our intuition, which is literally that fast thinking, which uses only our previous experience and memory and any stereotype it can dig out. It's easier to explain on some examples, like games and lottery, which is also kinda a game, but you'll see what I mean. Let's take tabletop RPGs, or video games like Baldur's Gate, which all use dice. When you roll, or the game rolls, a 20-sided die, or d20, the probability of rolling 20, which is the best outcome in most cases,
Natural 20.
it's 5% or 1 out of 20. But if you would yourself take a d20 and roll it to see how many times it would take you to roll the actual number 20, this is when it gets tricky. You could roll 20 from the first try, but you also could be in a situation when you just ran out of patience. No matter how many times you roll, it's never 20. What can I say? Statistics is a B word. When something like that happens, you get frustrated, you get outraged. It is not what you expected. Our monkey brain needs a clear cause and effect consistency to learn and predict. Because when it faces seemingly random outcomes, that's when the superstition comes in. And what's interesting, theoretically, our monkey brain is right. There is no absolutely random events in the universe, because given enough information, you should be able to predict events using cause and effect logic, right? Well, yes and no. We should be able to, but nobody has ever been in a situation when they really have all the relevant information to predict something with 100% probability. As the wise man once said,
"As the area of our knowledge grows, so too does the perimeter of our ignorance."
Another example is the lottery, any lottery. How would you describe the chances of 6 winning lottery numbers being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6? It seems almost impossible, right? But in fact, this specific set of numbers has the exact same chance of winning as any other 6 different numbers in a specific range. Think about it. The balls drop out one by one. And when the number 1 is the first winning number, what changes with that? The range of the balls left becomes smaller by one specific ball with one specific number on it. And the second winning ball has exactly the same chance being a 2 as any other of that remaining balls. And so on it goes. Every number is random, and every next ball can as well be 3s and 4s and 5s and 6. But if you have a lottery ticket with your special code of numbers, you need those specific numbers to win a jackpot. So if you think that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sequence is impossible, why do you think your special code has more chances of winning? Because we see this sequence as an odd coincidence, and all our previous experience tells us that such coincidences do not happen. This is an illusion. We perceive one probability as less random, maybe even too organized for it to happen in a lottery, when in fact it's only our stereotypical thinking. Other examples of our expectations trampled by statistics. Statistics tells us that you are 33 times more likely to die from a dog attack than from a shark attack. But do we fear dogs as much as we fear sharks? Maybe we should? Another weird couple. You are 7.5 times more likely to die from a food choking than from a storm. But which do you fear more? Even more weird. What kills more people annually? Autoerotic asphyxiation or vending machines? Well, to each their own, they say. What do I mean by all that? Probability is weird, and we can't trust our brains to estimate random things based on our expectations or common knowledge. So, what can we do about it? First, we can follow the advice of Daniel Kahneman and stop letting our fast thinking make life decisions. Don't trust your intuition if you cannot understand where its ideas are coming from. Second, we can try to ignore our wishful thinking when planning. No matter how hard we want something to happen, it can only happen if all the necessary conditions are met. So basically, if you ever go to a casino, just be ready to lose everything and try just having fun in the process. Or even better, stay away from casinos.
Well, that's my thoughts on that. As always, thank you for watching, take care and farewell.